The 5 best things that you can do in order to acquire an entry-level job in cybersecurity in the year 2024 are: 1. Subscribe to Professor Messer for general learning. 2. Get the Security Plus. 3. Learn Splunk. 4. Improve your interview skills. And 5. Apply to 2 tech jobs per day. Stick around, and I will explain why these are the 5 best things that you can do and how you can get started. Hello, my name is Gene. I am a cybersecurity analyst working on behalf of NASA, and I know how you can maximize your chances of getting an entry-level job in cybersecurity in the year 2024. And you should pursue this career path because cybersecurity is a well-paying and highly secure field that is about to undergo something of a boom due to the fact that it is quite relevant to companies which work in the space domain. And with that being said, let us explore the 5 best things that you can do in order to secure your position in cybersecurity in preparation for the coming expansion within the space economy. First, you should subscribe to Professor Messer's channel here on YouTube, because in order to work in cybersecurity, you need to build a broad knowledge base and you will later need to deepen it. But the breadth of what you know is far more important than the depth, at least when you begin. And Professor Messer's channel is the greatest tool which you can access to acquire the breadth of knowledge that you need. Professor Messer has been teaching IT-related topics for many years. Numerous people have imbibed his Security Plus video series, and he is widely recognized as the most reliable source of guidance for those pursuing the Security Plus. I watched his videos to prepare for it, and I would not have been able to pass the exam without his guidance. I recommend accessing his Security Plus playlists and using them as the background audio while you perform other tasks. Next, you must acquire the Security Plus. I know other YouTubers suggest many more certifications and that the numerous opt-ins they present can befuddle newcomers, but I will provide your certainty. You should prioritize the Security Plus before any other certification if you want to enter the cybersecurity field. And you should not divide your efforts either. Pursue the Security Plus as a single focus. This is because of the unique legal requirements which are present within the industry. These requirements are such so that, in many cases, it is a felony for employers to hire people who lack the necessary certification for a position. This is because the requirements are established by federal agencies, such as the Department of Defense, and employers must comply with them. And the majority of cybersecurity jobs which require a certification can be accessed with the Security Plus. Others require more advanced certifications, but these are not entry-level positions. And when you finally acquire the Security Plus, this will expedite your job search, although it will not guarantee success, because holding the Security Plus will make you legally eligible to apply for the majority of jobs within the field, and you will be ineligible for them without it. To learn more about the certification requirements, you can consult the DoD 8570 tables, and to acquire the Security Plus, I recommend listening to Professor Messer's video series on the subject and reviewing practice tests, many of which can be found for free. Third, when you acquire the Security Plus, you should resist the urge to rest on your laurels. This means that you should not permit yourself to take a break after your accomplishment. People like to succumb to this temptation because it feels good, but it is secretly a form of self-sabotage because victories and achievements have a tendency to snowball, and when you stop trying after achieving something, you kill your snowball potential. But if you leverage it, if you keep going after you win, then you can acquire additional and greater victories more easily. And the way you leverage your snowball potential after acquiring the Security Plus is by pursuing certifications in Splunk. And you should learn Splunk because Splunk is the answer to the question, what single skill should I learn to get a job in cybersecurity? And To explain it in more technical terms, Splunk is a SIEM. It is a monitoring tool which can be used in a great variety of environments, and that allows finely tuned filtering for security analysts. It is regularly used by the American federal government. It has a large and loyal customer base, and none of its competitors are likely to challenge it anytime soon. If you were to master Splunk, then that mastery alone could probably guarantee a six-figure salary for yourself. And if you master Splunk, then there is a high probability that your yearly salary could one day exceed $200,000 per year. To show your competence, I recommend that you study Splunk using official guides, practice tests, and channels present here on YouTube, which will allow you to become certified. And you should pursue Splunk certifications in order to acquire artifacts which indicate that you understand how to use the tool. When doing so, you should become certified at least to the level of a Splunk power user. Next, you should improve your interview skills. This is a crucial step which most job seekers overlook. They do so because they falsely believe that if they possess the character, the competence, and the credentials needed to perform a job, then they should be able to acquire it. However, this presumes that we are looking for work within a meritocratic and sane society. We do not inhabit one of these. Instead, we live in clown world, and your ability to find employment in cybersecurity or in any other field, really, is determined more so by how well you honk the clown's nose than it is by your character or competence. And in this case, the clown you must contend with is the loser who works in human resources. Now, the loser who works in human resources is often either a teeny bopper bimbo or an effeminate man. In both cases, the way you bypass them is with storytelling. This is because members of both groups often have an intellectual disability that renders them highly susceptible to brainwashing via storytelling. This means that if you can communicate with them using stories, which may or may not be true, then you are more likely to get what you want than you would be if you simply answered their questions bluntly. It is for this reason that you should research the structure of a compelling story and find a way to answer common interview questions using this structure. I recommend subscribing to the YouTube channel Life After Layoff to predict the interview questions which you will need to prepare for. Moreover, I will provide a link in the description of this video which will redirect you to a PDF that describes how to structure your brainwashing story. And now, for my fifth and final point. While you are studying for your certifications, you should apply for jobs in the tech space. These may include cybersecurity roles or help desk jobs, and the end goal of your job search should be to acquire an entry-level job in cybersecurity, and some people may aim for this immediately, but it will more frequently be helpful to apply for a generic IT job and then pivot into a cyber role. Your approach will often be to enter the IT field as soon as possible so you can begin accumulating the work experience which hiring managers pretend that you need, and to pivot into cybersecurity from there. While pivoting, do not worry about the brevity of your employment in IT before reaching a cybersecurity role. Finally, with those 5 points covered, I will suggest a probable employer from which you can acquire your entry-level cybersecurity job. The employer is called NovaCoast. NovaCoast is a managed security services provider which hires entry-level cyber analysts to monitor SIEMs. NovaCoast pays poorly, so it has a high employee turnover rate. And this high turnover rate means that the company frequently hires replacements. And if you have the Security Plus and are competent with Splunk, then you will be overqualified for their entry-level SOC analyst positions. I recommend applying to the entry-level roles which they regularly advertise on Indeed.com, working for them for a short while so you can get your foot in the door, and then pivoting away for better things. I know it is disheartening, but this is the way in, and once you're in, the job becomes much easier and your income will essentially become a function of the time you spend within the industry and the number of times you switch employers. You can start today, and the sooner you start, the sooner you can get past it and move on with your life. But the job that's never started takes the longest to finish. Now that you've gone this far, go a little farther. Subscribe to Elenarda. Elenarda is the Space Guild. We are a trade union and artist collective operating within the space domain, and we can help you secure employment within the space industry if you participate in our creative and aspirational vision.